Hello champions and future champions, hello ChessMood family. Gabuzyan is here with you and welcome to our daily lesson. Today we are going to talk about very common mistake for many chess players, releasing the tension and exchanging pawns when it's not really necessary. Out of my experience, I can tell you that in the games of beginner, position that I will show you now is very common. e4, e6, d4, d5. Sometimes after bishop d3 move, black's playing c6. And at this moment, what do you think? Capturing on d5 with white. Is it a good choice or it is not? You can pause the video and make your decision. Let's understand in which conditions we are going to take. We are going to take if after changes on the board we are getting better position. We need to take because if opponent takes sometimes it's gonna be bad for us, or some other conditions when we make benefits out of this. At this moment, capturing on d5 is not really good for white. We are losing our pawn on the 4th rank and exchanging it with one of opponent's pawns on the 6th rank. Our pawn was more advanced. At the moment, black can take with the e pawn and open up the bishop, or black can take with the c-pawn and open up position for their own knight, which can go to c6 square. In both scenarios, white's only losing in this exchange. So this means whenever we are capturing, we need to have bigger reasons to do this. At the moment, it's a mistake. White can play many moves here. For example, natural knight f3 seems to be one of the best ones for me. At the moment, opponent's knight on b8 and bishop are limited by their own pawns. Let's go ahead and see our next example. In this middle game position, it's white to move, and here decision is to take on e5. Is it a good move or it is not? Black takes back with the pawn. I offer you to pause the video and evaluate this action. After we captured on e5, again we are losing our pawn on the 4th rank with the pawn on 6th rank for opponent. On top of this, black's opening up the knight and bishop. Now they are gonna get some options. Instead of doing this, it's better for white to keep this pawn. As you can see, it controls square on c5. White can play now pawn to a5, getting more space on the queen side. If here black takes, we can take with the knight, getting access to f5 square. On top of this, now black has pawn on d6, not on e5 square. So we have more space in the center as well. This was another example. Why is it wrong to release the tension and exchange pawns when it's not necessary? Let's go ahead and see one more position. Now we have another position. White's trying to pressure on the king side, space advantage, pieces are ready for the attack. I have a question. Is it good to take on g6, open up the f file at the moment, or it's not? Pause the video and make your decision. Now capturing on g6, black takes back, and turns out it's a terrible decision. Black will now easily exchange rooks on the f file after queen h4, going rook f1, takes and rook f8. Their pieces are next to the king, and all the time after rook f8 and knight takes back. They are safe from knight g5 threats as well. They are protecting h7 spot, and in real white now doesn't have enough resources to continue this attack. At the beginning, capturing on g6 is a huge mistake. Let's understand why. Pawn on f5 is a strong asset on the board. It gives us a space advantage. Black now cannot bring pieces very well for the defense. White's supposed to play queen to h4. Now we have threats like bishop h6, knight to g5. At a good moment, we can play pawn to f6. If black captures on f5, we can take with the pawn. Capturing with the rook also looks strong. Now we're getting an outpost, f-file is closed, black cannot exchange the pieces, rook to f1 will join the game, and in total, white has a very big advantage. So pawn on f5 is an important pawn, which gives us a lot of advantage. Let's now summarize this daily lesson. I'm not telling you never exchange the pawns and release the tensions, not at all. But once you are doing this, try to understand why are you doing it. Do you have more benefits, or maybe it's better for opponent? Once you start thinking about this while making pawn exchanging moves, it's gonna be way better. And slowly you will get more experienced, you will be able better to identify the differences and your value. Today we try to show you a couple of examples. And now let's go ahead for you to get your homework position. In this middle game, black continued pawn c5 at the moment. It's our move, and I have a question. Are we going to take this pawn or we don't? You can think about this and share your thoughts and ideas in the comments section below. Gabuzyan was here with you. Thank you for your subscriptions, likes, and sharing this video with your friends. We appreciate it a lot. I will see you next time during our next daily lessons.